Okay, guys. I hope you guys are doing really well and enjoying the summer, wherever in the world you may be. I just wanted to. I don't really have anything kind of scripted at the moment, so I just wanted to touch on a few things really. Um, One of them being travel. I know I've seen a lot of videos on the internet and lots of people talking about traveling, etc. Um, what I wanted to say really is, depending on where you are in the world, how you would like to travel, um, what is the purpose, etc. Everyone has different reasons. Myself, I travel quite often. Sometimes I just make a spontaneous decision, buy a ticket online. I don't even print it out sometimes. You just have it on your phone. So you can have it on your phone and you just simply scan it. That's it. Scan the ticket and that's it. But most of the time, these are just for destinations that are near to myself. So anywhere in Europe, I mean, just a few weeks ago, I had gone to Portugal. So from London to Portugal, 2.5 hour flight, and you're there. I do Spain, I do Cologne. Cologne, very nice city. So yeah, I travel, a fair bit in Europe, and just using, the whatever airlines available, do a quick search online, or you could, depending on how many bags. I mean, myself, I like to travel light, so I like to travel really light. So I just, take my toiletries, take a simple bag, and that's it. Travel light, and off you go. And then, so there's no checking in, none of that nonsense really. It's not really for me. I understand, obviously it has its purpose. People want to take lots of clothes, etc. But that's great, yeah. So for Europe, I simply book a ticket online, print it off, or just save it on my phone. Save it on your phone and scan it, and that's it. And off you go. Great. Hotels as well. There's some, depending on what deals you're after. There's some good sites like Trivago. Trivago being one of them. I'm sure there's other websites as well that you can kind of find some good deals. And that's about it really. I mean, what I tend to do when I'm in Europe, I tend to have hire out a car. So that gives you the freedom. You're free to go wherever you like. Take a sat nav with you, and you can see the places yourself. That's one advantage. Now, I have friends in the States, I have friends in Canada, etc. They obviously come to England. One of the advantages of being in London is it's a good platform to travel Europe, to travel other parts of Europe. So they come to London. Sometimes I stay at my place, or they stay in a hotel, and then they dump all this stuff here, the bags, luggage, etc. And then they buy a ticket, and they travel to all these cities in Europe. So that's one advantage that we have, being where we're located. So just by our geographic location. So that's one aspect of it. Now, you get, if I want to travel somewhere in Asia, it's the same thing. We have the equivalent of our budget airlines here. You probably heard of Monarch being one of them, Ryanair. So Monaco and Ryanair are probably the most popular flights for your low cost carriers. And in Asia, we have the equivalent of Air Asia. So if you want to go to any of those cities in Asia, for instance, you can just hop on, and off you go. So that's another advantage that you have, and it's that simple, really. My advice is, if you want to travel Europe, and if you're visiting London and you want to travel Europe, do it light. Don't carry lots of baggage with you, and book it online, book everything online, book your hotels online. And if you are on a strict budget, there are some nice hostels all around Europe that you can stay, and it should be really smooth for you. And just keep things simplified, and that's about it really. Now, when I travel to Canada, I've been to Canada many times. I normally go to Montreal or I go to Toronto in Canada. I have friends and family in Toronto, so that's not really an issue in terms of accommodation because, when they come to London, they stay with me and vice versa. So, Canada, what are my thoughts? Lots of space, lots of land mass. It's I think they have a smaller population, a really small population. I think it's around 20 million. So you have lots of space. And my advice is again, once you're there, you hire out a car, and you just go with the flow. The way I like to travel is, I try not to have an itinerary and a plan. I like to do things by myself, and if it comes down to traveling. But if I'm with a friend, we don't kind of have a plan in mind. We just make a spontaneous decision, and we just go. We go with the flow, and we decide we like this place, we like that place. Take some photos, and just go with the flow. And I think that's the best way to do things. So yeah, these are my thoughts. I hope they kind of helped you or given you some sort of information. I know I didn't have a structure of things. I just wanted to talk, of some of the things that were on top of my mind about travel. And that's about it, really. I can't think of anything else. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for your time. Bye.